Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Trump's poll numbers at CPAC and what they mean and what they don't mean, and why it hasn't changed some people's opinions. We're going to do this because we got a message, and I think if we follow this all the way through, it'll be pretty enlightening. So, Bo, while you haven't said anything since CPAC ended, you've made it clear that you don't think Trump is really a contender this year. Trump got 62% of the vote at CPAC. Can you explain why you and others don't think he'll win? 62% seems like a strong lead. Yeah. I mean, that's okay. Actually, no, those are horrible numbers. Okay, who was at CPAC? Trump. He's the big name. He was the big draw. His people showed up to see him. A lot of the other candidates, they didn't even bother showing up because CPAC is no longer the big draw that it once was. Why? Because it leaned in really heavily on Trump, on MAGA, and it's kind of put itself into a little bit of irrelevance. A whole lot of candidates did not show up. Since they didn't show up, their people, their fans, those people who are in the Republican, center group, those people that show up to stuff like this, if their candidate isn't going to show up, they're probably not going to show up. 62% for Trump at an event where he was kind of the only big name, those are bad numbers, not good numbers. Those are just of Republicans who are primary voters, and just of Republicans who are primary voters who would go to CPAC. And he couldn't really even, 62% isn't great. It is not great. So I don't know about other people. I'm not even sure who you're talking about. But for me, it's a combination of watching his plays and stuff like this. Sure, it looks like a win, but it's not. The fact that the other candidates didn't even bother to show up kind of shows it's not that important. The other thing to keep in mind is that we're a long ways away from getting anywhere. It's very early to start looking at polling. Let's do it a different way to illustrate the point. Let's go back to the last Republican primary, 2016. If you wanted to get comparable numbers to where we're at right now, you would have to go back to the polls for 2015 in February and March. Who's winning at that point? When I tell you, please clap. Jeb Bush. And if I'm not mistaken, after that, it went to Ben Carson and then to Chris Christie. But Jeb Bush was like the shoe-in winner at this point in the lead up to 2016. That's how far away we are from any of this mattering. A whole lot of stuff is going to happen between now and then. Not just with things that Trump may decide to do or things that may occur, but also other candidates. Their policy ideas are going to get pushed out there. Some of them, because of their policies, they're going to get knocked out. They're going to get knocked out of the race. Some of them will be elevated because of it. You have a lot of candidates who played to their constituencies in very red states. When they get up on the national scene, that stuff isn't going to make it. And that'll shift all of the numbers. And as Trump moves through and his rhetoric continues to be the same, that CPAC speech that he gave, not his best work. Okay? Even for the situation he's in, where he really didn't have to put in much effort, I mean, there's a reason he's not packing the house anymore. It's basically the same grievances over and over again, and they are losing grievances. So as all of the numbers shift, you're going to see entirely different candidates start to rise. At least I think so. Everybody right now is kind of watching Trump and just assuming that if he falls, it'll go to somebody else. I don't know that any of that's a foregone conclusion yet. There's still a lot of time between now and then. I don't think that you're really going to be able to make any real determinations until maybe a week before the first real vote. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.